Good morning, good day. How are you? Hope you're well, guys. Well, I'm well myself. So I'm just going to be explaining the protocol that you guys are currently crying about, and I gotta say it's not easy. Yeah, no, I was trying it. I was just practicing it just before this, obviously, and then I was like, "What's going on here?" Yo, this thing is not easy. I don't know if I complicated things or maybe there's an easier way to do this, but yeah, it wasn't easy at all. So, just to be quick, because I want to finish this video in 10 minutes at least. So, the idea is you're gonna get two inputs from the user, specifically the letter or the characters, either A, B, C, or D, or E, and then also the integer value n. So this character here is gonna mainly be used to determine which sequence to output to the user, right? So if the user here enters B, then sequence B should be outputted, then displayed. Then the integer values determines or how many terms in that sequence should be displayed. If it's 10, then and then the character is B, then on sequence B 10 terms should be displayed to the console, right? So that's the idea behind this. So this yeah, it's not that hectic, but it's very hard to do. So this was easy. This is just basic mathematics. This was not easy for me, considering the fact that already on the first 5 terms they use a normal arithmetic, and then here they're doing geometric, they're dividing by 2. So it's not that easy. But then here I believe this one is easy. It's a quadratic formula. These two I won't demonstrate them. I've already done this one, and I've already done an example which I'm gonna be showcasing you guys. So I've already coded as a thing. I did this part here. I didn't do this and this. I don't think this is hard as compared to this one. Just that this one is a nested loop. It's gonna be a loop inside of another, so that they can be printed in this manner. It's a loop after another. So it's more like, okay, if the outer loop is on 0 and the inner loop is on 0, the output is, then the okay, yes, it's a bit complicated. Even this one here, it's also nested for loops. Or if just like what I did here, which I'm going to show you, you can also do this one here you know, in a very strategic manner. So you first wait, yes, this will be displayed initially. So you first take the 1 2 3, the positive values, you make its own thingy, for loop, a loop, or calculate it, and then after you take the negatives, -2, whatever, then you make it. Then you'll have to find a way to display this thing in this manner, and then also based on the number of terms that the user gives, you should display. So it's not that hectic, just that you gotta be very strategic when solving this one, and this one, and also this one. The C and A, they're easy. This one is arithmetic, this one is quadratic sequence. So you just have to find the second difference, the first difference, and then make a formula. Then from your formula, convert it into coding. One or the other is supposed to do that. So yeah, let's just get on to that. Like I said, I've already coded this thing, so I'm just going to be explaining. I even did an example which you will see. So yes, likewise, explicit, your option statements should be included, right? And then also, you, as I said, you're going to be taking 2 inputs from the user, named choice for characters and also number of terms. And then here I'm initializing them, and then nothing hectic about that. And then here I'm getting them from the console. Choice, I wouldn't have to convert it because they are both of type string, so they like each other, like terms together, if you still remember. And the way same applies to here. While here I had to change the other person so that they can complement with the other person. You see, something you can relate to, but it's fine. Moving on. Hope you understand this part here, because like if you don't understand here, then there's no need for you to continue, because you definitely won't understand what's happening afterwards. But anyway, but if you do, then okay, let's sample. We get to this part here. So the first thing, this is what again, an example that I came up with. It's not on your thingy, on your what there. So I used to select case for my choice here. You can use if statement also. If choice equals to A, then you do this sequence. If choice equals to B, then you do this. You can use whichever, but select case is more nicer. Well, to my experience. So you select case, it goes like select case choice, right? Also, I'm able to do this, and you're also able to do that, just that VPL doesn't show what is the suggestions per se. So in this app that I'm using, this IDE that I'm using, when you say this is a variable, right, named choice, and then it is declared as a string, right? So this a string is more like a class. Okay, I'm gonna complicate you now, which is what I don't want to do. But the main thing, when I say dot here, it shows me the things that I can use to manipulate that variable that are of type string, that belong to this string data type here at the top. I'm able to see these things here. Why? Because I declared my choice as a string. So as a result, as you can see, now I'm able to see what I can do with this thing. I can get the mean, I can split, I can convert to list, to lower, to string, union, zip, and all those things. These are the things that this variable can do. Does it make sense? I can replace substring to lower and what append, average, cast, compare to concatenate, contain equals to index, insert, join, last one max, mean. You get my point? So these are the things, or the functions that I can use for this variable. And mind you, I said it's because these ones I can see these ones, or yeah, these are the functions you can do in this variable of type string, right? And then here I did to upper. Why? Because I want to avoid a case where the user enters a small letter A. So here it's gonna convert that a whatever string whose choice to an uppercase, so it can match this thing. I hope it makes sense, because I'm saying case capital letter A, so it's gonna look for case a capital letter A, and if the user entered a small letter here, then it wouldn't be recognized on any of these cases here. So hence I need to convert that choice to upper, so that even if it's small letter B, then it will be converted to an upper capital letter B or A, then these cases would be recognized. I hope it makes sense. Anyways, yeah, select case, this is how you do your select case. Then there's supposed to be end case and select here, right? And then inside you put cases. Then I have case A and I have case B so far. And then case A, guys, it's the example I just came up with this thing. As I said, it's not on your question paper, on your VPL. So we have a sequence which is 2, 4, 8, 16, 82, 64. I said the difference is the multiplication by 2. They're multiplying, they're giving each the next term by multiplying by 2. The multiplying the previous term by 2, right? And then you get the next term. And then our T1 is 1. This is just for you to determine if you were to calculate those things, that would difference our T1. This is just for Nj. And then but mainly this is the important one is here. Let me just eliminate this one here actually. So I created a local variable named sum, and then I initialize it to 2. Why 2? Because my first term is 2, right? You shouldn't worry about the last term, and then when I should be worried about outputting a sequence based on the number of terms that the user inputs enters. right? So my first term is 2 on this sequence. As you can see, 2, 4, 6, or my first term is 2. So I initialized my sum to 2, right? So here I used a while loop. Also a for loop is doable, but here I used a while loop. I said while n terms is greater than 0, while the number of terms is greater than 0, right? So while my number of terms is greater than 0, I want to keep displaying sequences to the console. So this is what it does here. While my n terms is greater than 0, right, I first display, I have to display, I have no choice to display the first term here. Hence I'm displaying here. I'm saying console dot the right line, or dot the right. Why dot the right? Because I don't want, when you say dot the right line, so it's gonna output one term on the new line, one term after it, one term on a new line actually. So it's gonna put to the next line, then for next line. So I'm able to avoid that, so that I can output on a single line. You just say console dot right. I hope it makes sense. You'll see though if you don't get it. And then I'm converting this sum to str so that it can match this thing here. Just wanted to make it cooler, but yeah. And then so what's happening here? Here this one is gonna first display the sum, which is firstly initialized as 2, right? So it's gonna display this 2 here. And then now you're supposed to calculate the next term. How do you do? You take the sum and then you multiply it by 2 and then you save it into the sum, which is 4. And then what do you do next? You decrement the term, the number of terms, because now you've already displayed one term, so it's that your number of terms minus 1. Yeah, then you're left with minus a number of terms minus 1 terms. Makes sense? Which is what this does here. If I had 5 terms, if the user said they wanna display 5 terms here, then it will come here and say is 5 greater than 0, which is yes, and then it displays this, the first term, which is 2. It calculates the next term, which will be 4, and then it decrements the number of terms to 5, from 5 to 5 minus 1, which is 4, and then coming again and check is 4 greater than 0, yes. Then it displays the previous value or the new sum, which is 4. It calculates the next term, which will be 8, and then it decrements from 4 to 4 minus 1, which is 3. And then it checks again if it's greater than 0. So let me run this and demonstrate, and let you guys see that it does work. Yeah, have to be fast here. And then let's say I want to display 8 terms, and voila, 2 4 2 4 8 2 64 128 you see. And then let's say, yeah, no, it works. There's no here. So now let me explain the case B, which is the one on your question paper. I just volunteered to do because it was hard for me. To be honest, this is my second take of this video. I did a first take where I had trouble with trying to understand how does this thing work, this sequence specifically. So, and then I had to cut it, make a new one, hence this video that you are listening to now. So, but then it's gonna be quite complicated to make you guys understand. But same applies. I made a variable here, sum, which is initialized to 10, which is the first term on the sequence, right? And then as you can see on the sequence, the first 5 terms is minus 2. 10 minus 2 is 8, 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2, right? So the first 5 terms here, they're minusing each term by 2. And then from the last, I don't care, like from the 6th term going upwards, I don't know how many, they're dividing by 2. Yes, they're dividing by 2, right? So it's 1 divided by 2, 0 0.5, divided by 2, 0 0.25, divided by 2, 0.225. I don't know if there's such a thing. But anyway, something like that, if you get my point. So I didn't know how to come across this other than creating 2 while loops. Hopefully they won't be complicated and it'll be easy to understand. So as I said, I created a sum here. So the idea was to first calculate the first 5 terms, then afterwards I calculate the rest of the terms by dividing by 2. So hence I find the 2 while loops, and then initialize it to 10, which is the first term on the sequence. And then I also made a variable here. This variable is specifically to I get it, like I said, this minus the minus of 2, it happens on the first 5 terms. So I wanted to, from the n terms that I get, ne, while considering or if n terms, only if n terms is greater than 5, right? Am I making sense? Yes, only if n terms, because if it's less, then this won't be necessary, to be honest. And this one, oh yeah, okay, I didn't cater for that. Damn. Okay, let me see how is it going to be if I were to input 2. Would it output 10 and 8? Let's find out now, because I didn't cater for that part. It doesn't. Okay, so I catered. Yeah, okay, now this is not going to be good because I planned to make this video short. Now I'm gonna have to figure this out. But because now when it's greater than 5, let's say for example 10, 10 works. That's the thing. 10 works because it outputs the first 5 values, right? Then afterwards it outputs the one division, the one of the division, one. So now I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna have to figure out or if first 5, ne, if my first 5 is less than 5. Does this make sense? Or if n terms is less than 5, then I just display. This won't be easy. Okay, but I have an idea on how to counteract this thingy. Ba 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 ba. Oh my gosh. This is going to be a repetition though. Okay, let me see. If n terms, I don't know if there's a shortcut to this. If there is, then feel free to tell me, or I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, feel free to just, say, because what I'm about to do here, it might be a bit too drastic. But anyway, it's not that complicated. So I'm just that I'm gonna be repeating code now. That's the thing. That's the problem about it. But then if it's basically it's supposed to be something like this. Because if n terms is okay. I know it's a repetition of code, but hey, what can I say? This code of yours are not easy to read. But anyway, yeah, it's supposed to be something like this. So the idea is if n terms is less than 5, that will output whatever those terms are, right? But the moment they're greater than 5 or equals to 5, then this will be executed, right? Or should I say if n terms is greater or equals to 5, then output this, right? And then the moment they are greater, then it's gonna be this minus wara. Then I first calculate those values, and then those five first values. Then after I calculated the last ones of division. Hence now you see a difference for here. I made another variable of some 1, and then initialize it to 1 because of this one here, and then I'm outputting it, right? And then after I calculate the next value by dividing this the initial value of sum, which is 1 by 2, which will be 0.5 saved in here, then I decrement the first 5, which is just basically the whatever terms that will be left after subtracting the 5 from it here. So if I had 10, then it'll be 10 minus 5. Then now here, then otherwise I'm be using 5 terms, so it's going to be, this loop will display the other 5 terms. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense. Let's see if it accommodates and it works. If it works perfectly now. Yeah. No, code is not easy. I gotta need let's say wanna put array. Yeah, it works. So the idea was, even if yeah, okay, now it works. And then let's say I want to output 20, not 20, at least 15 times, and it works also. So then from here to here it's 10 times, because this one is 5. So from 1 to here it's 10 times, I believe. Anyway, yeah, you know what, I don't want to lie, this, I don't even know if this is gonna help or not. But this was hard, I don't want to lie, it was hard. And like I said before, I don't know if I made this part here a bit complicated. If there's a short, maybe if there's a formula that you found that can be used to calculate this thing here, this sequence, then feel free to just help me out, assist me out with that formula, because I tried to go to ChatGPT can't even find the formula for that. So, but otherwise, if there's no formula for it, then I believe this is other way to tackle the thing. Anything is possible. Anything, you can literally just solve anything in coding, and in a different way, as long as you be able to solve it. That's what matters. Here I solved the thing, but I don't know if it's the it is logical, but I just don't know if it is a perfect way to solving it. Maybe there's a better way of solving this sequence other than doing this, what I did here, a lot of while loops. Anyways, and then as I said, number A, it's easy. Number C, for me, I felt like it's easy. So because it's a quadratic sequence, you just have to find the formula. And I think you're only gonna be using single loops here. You don't need to do what I did here using a lot of loops. So yes, on number A and number C, it's just going to be single loops. This one I already did, you can just copy, it's fine. And then this one here, it's gonna be nested for loops. Please consult ChatGPT on how to solve such things. As much as it's gonna dumb you, but then you have no choice, because I can't demonstrate it, and I can't say I can't make an example. It doesn't make sense for me to make an example and then just change the letters, because what's the use, because I'll still be doing the thing. So I can't solve this at the same time. That's my chat. Even if I were to change this and display numbers, still though I'd be showing how to do this, which doesn't make sense. So this one also, like I said, if you're that person, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive numbers, 1, 2, 3. So you can just make what? Is it going to loop after another? I'm not sure. How is it going to look like, really? Oh yes, you can try. You can find a strategic way to display this. Honestly, I feel like it's not that hectic. So in my head I'm thinking, man, just to explain what's happening here on the last sequence. I'm thinking, if for I can, let me just here, let's take a look at this while loop here, right? So I'm gonna make a sum and initialize it to 0, right, because of this 0 here. And then I'm gonna have two formulas or two calculations. You see, this one calculates the wara. So I'm gonna have the one that calculates the positive numbers, which is just sum plus 1, and I'm gonna have another one which calculates the negative ones, which is just sum minus 1, right? So the idea is you have to first display the positive, then the negative after, but all under a single loop, So it's I don't think it's that hard. I don't know, is it? So you first display the positive, then the negative, then positive, then the negative, then the positive, then the negative. But also it will depend in whether for example, if I were to display Okay, maybe it might not that be easy as I think. Maybe you might also need to use for loop here. Nested for loop. Not nested for loop, but a nested loop. I'm not sure. But I feel like there's a strategic way to solve this by making two formulas. Well, it makes sense in my head. I just don't know if it does make sense in my head though. But anyway, yeah, that's the whole of this video. Like I said, I don't know if this helps. If it didn't, well, it's unfortunate because I can't do, unless you have any other examples that you can bring up. I can't do any other example. I can't think of any other example that is not on here. So otherwise, I hope you do get through it and then get to solve the thingy, and then yeah, enjoy your day, guys. Thank you.